Hey, hello, and welcome. We are so glad you're here. You're joining at that really exciting moment, the very beginning of something new. It's kind of like that feeling of fresh snow, where every single step you take makes a new path. We're just thrilled you're here to play with us.
And that's exactly what this is all about. This quote from Kevin Kelly, it's basically our North Star. I want you to think of this whole project less like a high-pressure factory and more like a creative sandbox, a playground really, where we get to build some incredible things together. And we're going to do it by starting with simple, elegant systems that just work.
So just to give you the lay of the land, here's the quick path we're going to take together. We'll kick things off with a big vision. Then we'll dive into our unique playground philosophy. After that, we'll get into what we're actually building, how we all work together as a team, and then we'll wrap up with your first concrete steps to get going. Ready to see the big picture? Let's start with the vision.
All right, first things first, the big picture. Why are we even doing this? What's the fundamental problem that we're all here to solve?
Well, it really boils down to this one single, powerful idea. The Quanternet is an open, global network, and its mission is to bring together the most brilliant minds on the entire planet and give them access to the most powerful tools ever created. I'm talking quantum computers. So we can finally tackle humanity's biggest, most complex challenges.
Look, the old way of doing things, it's just not going to work for a technology this huge. The legacy model is closed off, it's siloed inside corporate labs, and it's all driven by short-term profit. Frankly, it's just too slow and way too narrow. So what we're building is the exact opposite. An open, global, collaborative network that actually belongs to everyone who contributes. It's an engine for innovation that's here to serve humanity's progress, not just one company's bottom line.
And this, right here, this is the core question that drives every single thing we do. Quantum computing gives us the ability to simulate nature itself. To understand reality at its most fundamental level. So what happens when that kind of power isn't locked away, but is actually used by all of us, for all of us? That is the future that we are building.
Okay, so how do you build something so ambitious without falling into all the old traps? Well, it all starts with a very different philosophy, one that puts creativity and trust above everything else.
Our whole approach is really built on these core principles you see right here. We believe that execution is always more important than just having ideas, that actually playing with things, experimenting, is way more valuable than endless planning. And to keep our mission pure, we don't have a traditional CEO, and we're intentionally avoiding early fundraising, which protects us from all that outside pressure. And all of that leads to the most important rule of the playground. The network belongs to everyone who helps build it. This is how we create a space of real trust, real creativity.
And we're doing this by starting small. The goal right now is not hypergrowth. Nope, it's about building a strong, stable core, a group of people who are totally aligned on the mission and who trust each other completely. Once that foundation is rock solid, then we can confidently and thoughtfully start inviting more people to come and play in our sandbox.
Okay, so we've covered the why and the how. Now let's get into the what. What are we actually creating together in this sandbox?
At its heart, it's a beautifully simple marketplace. It all starts with a mission, a really hard problem that needs solving. Then the network goes and finds the perfect expert, or team of experts, with the skills to crack it. And finally, the network gives that expert direct access to the quantum computing resources they need to get it done. It's a straight shot from problem to solution.
Now, let's break down the key parts that make this whole system tick. First up, your Q profile. Think of this as your living resume on the network. It's a verifiable reputation that just grows automatically as you contribute. Next, you're going to see seeds and cubes. This is the core of our little play economy. You earn them for participating, for finding bugs, for building cool stuff. They're kind of like points that recognize what you've put in. Our whole philosophy around tokens is to keep them flexible so they always serve the mission, not the other way around. And a really crucial point here, this is not a metaverse. It's a practical, real-world engine for getting really important work done.
So where do we start with all this? We start with a real, urgent, and super valuable problem that we can solve right now: quantum security audits.
And here's why it's so urgent. Experts are calling it the cryptographic apocalypse, or Y2Q. It's that moment in the pretty near future where a powerful enough quantum computer will be able to just shatter the encryption that protects everything. I'm talking your bank account, national security, the whole shebang. The world needs to prepare for this, and it needs to start now. And for us, this is the perfect place to begin. It's the fastest path to real revenue, which makes the network sustainable from day one. It anchors the entire network with immediate, tangible value. And crucially, that revenue is what's going to fund our future growth, allowing us to go tackle even bigger challenges down the road.
So who's in the sandbox building this thing right now? And what are the beliefs that kind of guide how we all work together?
So this is the initial crew getting the playground started. Nan is our guide for the big picture vision and designing the sandbox. Thomas is the architect for our token and all the infrastructure. Ash is leading the charge on quantum integration and our first security audits. Oliver is focused on marketing and actually pre-selling those audits. Jordan provides that essential clarity on our decentralized structure. And Bryant is our community builder, making sure everyone feels welcome and connected.
Our rhythm is pretty simple and focused. We have a main sync call on Thursdays just to stay aligned, and the rest of the time, our job is really to play with the platform, test new features as they roll out, report any bugs we find, and always be thinking about how we can thoughtfully expand our network with the right kind of people.
This one really gets to the heart of the culture we're trying to build. Life inside must feel like hugging a horse, warm, powerful, and real. That's the feeling, an environment that's grounded and strong and safe and just undeniably real. It's all about creating that space of psychological safety and shared purpose.
And this is the fundamental belief that makes it all work. We believe that true lasting value is created by people who give, who share, and who collaborate openly. In a world that so often rewards hoarding knowledge and resources, we are building a network that proves it's the givers who ultimately win by creating a much bigger pie for everyone.
Which, of course, brings us to you. You're here. You're excited. So how can you jump in and start contributing, like right away?
Here are 6 super clear, powerful ways you can dive in right now. First, join our Thursday sync calls and get in the loop. Second, spend time just playing with the platform itself. Third, report any bugs you find. We'll talk more about that in just a sec. Fourth, read the first client paper to really understand our first market. Fifth, help us pre-sell these security audits. And finally, when you feel ready, think about 3 to 5 other incredible people who are aligned with our mission and invite them to the sandbox.
And I really want to double-click on that bug reporting thing. Here, finding a bug doesn't mean you broke something. It means you've made the entire system stronger. You are literally a hero for finding a bug, and we celebrate every single one that gets discovered and squashed.
So welcome to the team. We are truly so glad you're here with us at the very start of all this. The sandbox is open, the tools are in your hands, and really, the only question left is, what will you build first?